If you already got your OW certification, these hand signals probably look pretty familiar. Hey everyone, I'm Eugene, a product trainer at Garmin. In this video, we'll go over how to read the dive screen during a fun dive, what settings you should configure on your dive computer, a few tips for starting and ending your dives, and 2 really useful glances. First, download the Garmin Connect app and Garmin Dive app from the App Store or Google Play, and create an account. Then scan the QR code shown on the watch and follow the instructions to complete pairing. Once pairing is complete, both Garmin Connect and Garmin Dive will be paired with the watch. Now let's take a look at the data shown during a scuba dive. Select Single Gas, then press the top right button to continue. After that, you'll see the first dive data screen. At the very top is the gas you're breathing. As long as you haven't changed the oxygen mix, it'll simply display air. Below that is the water temperature. On the left side is your NDL. On the right is your current depth. At the bottom is your dive time. The bar on the left represents the amount of residual nitrogen in your body tissues. So if you dive 4 tanks in one day, then another for the next day, you'll see that bar gradually move toward the red zone. The bar on the right shows your ascent and descent rate. If it's green, that means you're ascending or descending slowly and safely. You'll also see green when your neutral buoyancy control is nice and stable. If it turns orange or even red, that means you're ascending too quickly. Slow down immediately to reduce the risk of decompression sickness. Press the bottom left button, and the top section changes to the electronic compass display. The bottom section still shows your NDL, current depth, and dive time. Press the bottom left button again. At the top, you'll see the current time. Below that are your heart rate and battery level. You'll also see your max depth for this dive, ascent rate, NDL, current depth, and dive time. Those are the main screens you'll use during a dive. Next, let's go over some basic dive settings. Press the top right button. Select Single Gas. Press the middle left button. You'll see a whole bunch of options here, but you don't need to change all of them. Let's focus on the 4 settings that are actually useful to adjust. The first is Display Settings. Here you can enable big numbers to make dive data easier to read underwater. The second is End Dive Delay. Personally, I set this to the shortest option, 20 seconds. Because once the dive is over, it's usually over. I like the activity to save as quickly as possible. The third is Dive Shortcuts. This lets you assign shortcuts specifically for diving. For example, you can set the bottom right button to turn on the flashlight when you hold it. The fourth is Advanced Settings. During a dive, besides pressing the bottom left button to switch pages, you can also double tap the watch face to change screens. And if you would also like to use the middle left button to scroll through pages while diving, you can enable it here. These are the 4 settings you actually need to adjust. The rest can stay as they are for now. That's mainly because when you're new to diving, you're usually still working on core skills like maintaining neutral buoyancy, timing your inflation and deflation while ascending or descending, or dealing with motion sickness. So you probably won't jump straight into nitrox, decompression diving, or technical diving right away. Before starting a dive, press the top right button. Select Single Gas. Let the watch start acquiring a GPS signal while you casually walk toward the shore with your fins and mask. Usually, the watch locks onto GPS before you even reach the water. Then you can gear up, put on your fins, and wait for your instructor's signal to descend. Once the dive computer detects a depth deeper than 1.3 meters, it automatically starts recording the dive activity. And when the dive computer detects that you've returned to the surface, it'll automatically end and save the dive as well. So all you need to do is focus on taking off your fins and walking back to shore. Once you're back on land, the dive activity automatically syncs to the Garmin Dive app. First, you'll see your entry and exit locations, your maximum depth, dive duration, and the gas type you used. Tap into the dive and you'll see more information, along with more charts and detailed data like depth and heart rate graphs. That can help you figure out what might have caused your heart rate to spike during the dive. If you brought an underwater camera, you can also upload photos to the Garmin Dive app and share them with your dive buddies. Another really useful feature in the Garmin Dive app is the popular dive site search. Whether you want to explore new dive spots or plan an overseas dive trip, this feature comes in super handy. As for the Garmin Connect app, besides uploading other activities like running or yoga, it's also how your watch receives software updates. Garmin Dive computers also include 2 really cool glances, Dive Readiness and Training Readiness. Dive Readiness uses metrics like body battery, sleep tracking, training status, and other health data to estimate whether you're ready to dive. One important reminder though, you need to wear the watch consistently so it can keep collecting data, including while you sleep. And if you also enjoy running or triathlon training in addition to diving, Training Readiness can use your dive data to recommend how many hours you should rest before your next run. It can also remind you to avoid high-altitude environments after diving, helping reduce the risk of decompression sickness. And that's it. Bring your Garmin Dive computer along for your next fun dive.